to In My Mug, episode 126 on Monday the 11th of April 2011. My name is Steve Layton, and I think I like coffee me. I don't like these starts, I need to change them. Oh well. Anyway, very good response to last week's shortened version, but unlucky because we're going to be back to normal today because I've got loads to ramble on about, so I hope you're going to enjoy it. This week's coffee is from a farm that we worked with last year in Brazil. It's one of the Bahia collection, one of our direct trade ones, which is called Espírito de Santo. We had it way back on, oh crikey, when was it? A long time ago anyway, but we haven't done this year's Caturra yet, which is the variety we had last year. But before we get on to that one, we're going to do the one which is Topazio, which is today, and I'll go into more why it's called Topazio in a second. So, 2008, I went to Brazil and I spent a really short space of time in the Chiapa Diamantina area. One of the farmers I got to meet was Michael Freitas, a farmer around about the same age as me, full of opinions like me, incredibly confident unlike me, but he spent an hour telling me about how I should roast coffee and what I was doing wrong, in Portuguese, so I understood nothing. And he'd been roasting for approximately a week. His roaster had just arrived the week before I arrived. So a very, very confident chap. And to be honest, we clashed a little bit, but I never got to visit the farm that year, just got to meet him. And he sent some samples, cut them, and I absolutely fell in love with it. So it was kind of like one of those things where we hadn't hit it off, but his coffee had really hit it off with me. So we bought it last year direct trade. This year we went back to Bahia, and I actually got to meet him again and got to go to the farm this time. And this time we really, really hit it off. It was weird. We were really, it was completely opposite to the year before. He's super confident, he's super intelligent, and with that I think comes that confidence in his own abilities. But he has every right to be, because his farm is so well run and so well put together. It's located in Piata, where a lot of the great coffees we bought this year are, in the state of Bahia. Elevation around about 1,300 metres above sea level, which is really high for the area, one of the highest. Michael has done well in Cup of Excellence in the past because he's a very talented producer. The annual production on the farm is around about 250 bags. I personally think that would be a lot more, but Michael is incredibly picky about what he lets go out, and a lot of the coffee that he sends out goes to the commodity market. Michael's been playing with varietals, and I said this is Topazio. It's an experimental lot that he put in to see how it worked. It's not something that's been particularly grown a lot in the area, but he felt that there were some good reasons to grow it. Two of the reasons is the two varietals it's spliced with, which is Mundo Novo and Yellow Caturra. Catai, sorry, not Caturra, Catai, which are very, very popular coffees in Bahia, and particularly in Piata. Was developed by the Agronomy Institute of Campinas in 1962, I think it was. Tried in Minas Gerais, and it was rolled out everywhere afterwards. This is actually one of the hybrids, which is MG1190, facts and figures. It grows to around about a height of 2 metres, has a diameter of about 1.8 metres, and that is pretty fully grown within 7 years, which is quite unusual. It grows well where there is lots of sun, because it's so wide and so dense that it stops a lot of the sun getting through. So a little tip out. As I said, both varietals have a very long history in Piata, and I am not surprised that this is a great coffee. Michael runs the farm with his wife and his 3 children, and they've been on the farm for around about 10 years. I think it was 2004, Michael came 4th in Cup of Excellence, something like that. Did very, very well, and just has won lots of internal competitions in Brazil. So, let's get into the numbers. The farm is called Brazil Fazenda Espírito de Santo. The owner is Michael Freitas, I said, who lives with his wife Patricia and his 3 daughters. The closest city to the farm is Piata. It's around about 10-15 minutes drive from the town centre. Full-time employees on the farm, he has 6 full-time employees and has 45 to 55 seasonal pickers at different times of the year. The farm is so isolated, it doesn't have any power or any electricity kind of thing, so Michael has a very late diesel generator on the farm as well, which I found most disturbing, that broke the peace and quiet. The varietals Michael has on the farm is Cacai, Topazio, which we have here. He grows Pacamara. He has an Indonesian Java. He has Cacai. He has Obacan. He has Akayan, and he also has Bourbon. The guy has an awful lot of experimental gardens on the farm. As I said, this is Topazio. It has an altitude of up to 1,300 metres, which is really high for that area. Total farm area is 27 hectares, of which only 9 are planted with coffee. There's an awful lot of wild land and trees and things on the farm. And I think that's everything. So, I'm going to whack you on pause. I'm going to go make the drinks. And I will be... Actually, before I do that, better tell you why I'm here, haven't I? Why I'm in this big warehouse. This is the new roastery that Has-Been's going to be moving into in the next couple of weeks. This is some of it. There's also another space through there. We're going to have offices upstairs and all sorts of grandeur. And I thought it might be kind of quite nice to do, because we've just managed to clear everything out. We've just got the keys, so we thought we'd do it in here. And yeah, we'll do a few of these over the coming months, I think, as things develop and bricks and things get built. So anyway, I'm going to whack you on pause, and I shall be back in just a moment. Right, so I'm back, so I'm going to dive straight into the espresso. So from the aromas, I was smelling the grinds earlier, which I'll get into in a minute, but it didn't smell very naturally, but from the espresso it really does. So. Okay, that's big. It's really big. You've got massive mouthfeel. There's a little hint of like a cooking sherry kind of taste to it. A beautiful aniseed, and I keep coming back to this aniseed, mixed in with the blackcurrant. Do you remember those aniseedy blackcurranty sweets you used to get? And I don't know what they were called, but it is just like that. A little bit of kind of like that licoricey kind of aniseedy bit to it as well. With a really, really nice dark chocolate finish. I think that's lovely. I'm going to dive straight into the cappuccino now. It has a punch, it changes, the flavour isn't the same, the dark chocolate becomes the main factor in it when you add milk to it. Opens it up a lot more, takes some of those kind of more naturally aniseedy flavours away, but the blackcurrant is coming through again on the milk. Definitely changes the way that it interacts, and I think definitely dark chocolate would be the main descriptor used there. So I'm going to pour the Chemex. And as you know, I'm a big fan of the old brewed way. Before I drink it, I'm just going to stick my snozzer in the bowl and just show you a picture of the rose colour. It's, I don't know, it kind of really, as an aroma, you smell that kind of big sherry booziness, real natural funk to it. As beans, it didn't. As ground, really opens it up again. Smell the beans and then smell the grounds, and you'll really see the difference between the two. So, and you'll see from the rose colour, medium dark, quite dark for us. I think we're kind of really touching the edges of where we take coffee there, particularly of Brazil. But I think this coffee's big and bold enough to kind of cope with that. And if you want to listen a little bit more about me talking about roast profiles and stuff, link below to the audio brew I did this week on why coffees will be roasted darker than others. Interesting listen, if you can cope with a little bit more of me. This isn't a dirty natural, not at all. I think it's kind of got lots of interesting, almost washed flavours going on in there with that blackcurrant in there. It's big. I mean, it really is superbly big, with the lovely aniseed part coming through again. You don't get any of that kind of sherry, boozy, kind of naturally with the Chemex as you do with the espresso and a little bit with the cappuccino. Kind of disappears a bit in that one. So let's put them in an order of preference. I love the espresso. For me, that is an amazing espresso drink. I think I'm going to put milk as number 2, which is a bit unusual for me, but I do like the when it's kind of big and bold, and then brewed as number 3. Right, I'm going to wrap up. This place feels a bit haunted. It feels really weird. Anyway, life is too short for bad coffee.